Stay tuned, this is ZoWhat, V-O-R Radio. For your mental tune-up. Stay tuned, this is ZoWhat, V-O-R Radio. For your mental tune-up. Tune in and turn your life up on VOR Radio. The Williams is the VOR voice of reason. On dash radio. VOR. Mindfulness, music, and and meaningful conversation merge.
Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what it is. It's ZoWhat. Your mic is not on, Jeff. But you're going to wait because Jeff can't handle himself. What happens is when dope music comes on, Geoff Brown loses his entire mind. So this is what I'm going to do to mitigate the Jeff of it all. Just turn it off. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the ZoWhat can contain himself. Listen, it's been a whole week. I'm back in the building. Listen, Houston, Texas. Let me shout Houston, Texas out. Let me say this, man. They showed up and showed out for your boy, Zoe Williams. The relationship roundtable was cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. Freeze. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, bow, bow. Too much. No, I'm just telling you.
The only one that handles you, baby.
I'm telling you. They showed up and out in Houston. I appreciate everybody in Houston, Texas for coming to the event at the Ensemble Theater. I guess that's near downtown or one of their downtowns. I don't know. They probably got 36 downtowns. I'm not quite sure. But, yo, it was dope. And I just want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting the damn show. I want to shout out the security guard over at the Turkey Leg Hut.
Are you serious?
The Turkey Leg Hut.
The Turkey Leg Hut.
That's a name for your ass.
Let me tell you something. I went over there. The security guard said, "What? Zoe Williams? ZoWhat show? Man, get in it. Let me get you a seat, man."
Oh, wow.
You want a turkey leg, nigga?
You need to get this man a turkey leg.
Man. That's what KRS-One says, the culture takes care of you. He said when he was in New York and couldn't get a cab, he just put his hand up and niggas would just roll over and go, yo. And he said, I'm going, he said, it's the culture taking care of me.
Yep.
It's your culture taking care of you.
Man, it was crazy, bro. Somebody said, I traveled 600 miles to see you, brother. A lot of people came out.
That's beautiful, man. That is beautiful.
Damn, 600. That's
Then,
Damn.
okay, so
See, I got to check myself because sometimes I don't want to come over the hill to see this son bitch. And you came 600 miles.
yes.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. It's called fuckery, Jack. You're a master. You pretty much mastered fuckery. It's fine. So I just want to shout everybody out for that. Thank you for bringing me out. Thank you. Only one thing. So when you do radio, you have this radio sense of how conversation should flow.
Sure.
There's this one goofy poet on stage. It's a female. I don't mean to call her goofy.
But she was goofy.
But she was goofy.
Okay. You mean that with all the love?
I mean that with love. This
With
is
love.
love.
This
Play
is love.
play the music like I wrote it. This is with love. Okay? That's not my record. That's
Yeah.
play it the way I wrote it. So, and I mean no disrespect to the sister because she was brilliant. She was intelligent, and she was a dope ass poet too. But this is my show. Shut the fuck up. These people pay me to come through here. Be quiet.
Right.
Wait your turn. Stop talking without a microphone. Because when you radio, the mic is way over here in somebody else's hand.
Right. Why are
Just
you?
because somebody asks a goddamn question don't mean it's directed to you.
Yeah.
You're not the headliner of the show. Be quiet.
Sure.
And let people set you up.
You know
thought he
whose
was gonna
fault.
go another way.
You know whose fault that is.
I thought you was going another way.
You know whose fault that is.
What is it?
That's Timmy Tight's fault.
Why is it my fault?
Because her spine.
I
if she-
swear to God.
taser?
If my niggas was in the building, I'd be like, go get her.
Get that.
Go get
What
her.
the fuck is she doing?
Please go get
With
her.
love,
Go-
sister.
Go get her.
With love. With love.
With love, sister.
A little
Do the
vocal.
sound again.
With love, sister. With all the love we can muster.
Maybe
That shit sound just like it.
Yeah. That's good, man.
God damn.
maybe she liked him, and that's her way of reaching out. You know?
No, don't listen. Keep all of that personal shit off the stage.
Yeah. And you really think it was more about what she was feeling from him than her own ego?
Somebody said, yeah, tall, light skinned her.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
That's
Did
hilarious.
they just put her on blast?
So my lady and friend and I drove 4 hours to hear you speak, brother.
What?
Man, we greatly appreciate all you do. Topics were great. Discussion was on point. Can't wait till you come back to Texas. Let me just tell you, man, Texas was love. I got to do my baby face.
Yeah, yodel. Baby face.
Anyway, it was dope. I really, really appreciate Texas. Thank y'all for coming out. Now, before we even get into the topic, because I got some shit to talk about today. I got to talk about it. Before we get into that, you already know what we do here. We had to shout out our people.
Come on, let's get that done.
I done had 2 of these already this morning.
Just two.
I got here at 6 a.m.
I know.
Do you understand? I got here at 6 a.m. to set up and get this shit ready to go, to get this shit ready, to get it right. I already
You
did
done
2.
rewired the studio.
Man, I did 2 sound checks to make sure that the sound is right. Total Package Energy. Go there right now, totalpackageenergy.com, and look at 1,000 cases. Move.
Just
Just 1,000?
Yes, sir.
I mean, fuck it. I mean, people are pouring into our chat room right now.
Jesus.
If you're just tuning into the ZoWhat show, it's live on Dash Talk X Dash Radio. Dash Talk X is the premier talk station on Dash Radio. Dash Radio is like Sirius XM. It's coming for your ass, Sirius XM. We right behind you, nibbling on your heels. But Talk X is Dash Radio's premier talk station. I so happen to curate said station.
I was just channeling Wolfman Jack just a second ago.
You know we gotta get it, baby. We gotta get it now.
Right?
We gotta get it, my nigga. What if Wolfman Jack said, hey, my nigga, we about to play this wonderful music from Barry White, my nigga. Yeah, my nigga. I know y'all niggas love Barry White.
Deeper. Just be the dude with the house shoes and the sunflower seeds. That deep, Wolfman Jack.
Hey, my nigga, let me holler at you, boy. You feel me, my nigga? We chopping up good game in this guy.
So secretly, Wolfman Jack is Stone Loke's daddy.
Wow, dang. Anyway, so Total Package Energy, go there. Tell them Zoe Williams sent you. Let's move 1,000 cases. Now, and then there's Beal sauce. I just came from Texas, man. I could have used some Beal sauce down
some
there.
shit.
On some shit. But that jerk turkey leg I had, boy, down at the turkey leg hut.
Was it to be reckoned with?
Man, it was to be reckoned with. Let me tell you right now, the line was wrapped around the building 684,000 times.
Damn.
Shit.
If it wasn't for the damn... But wait a minute. Let me tell you something. About Houston. There was some thick Asian, some thick
yeah.
You ain't got to tell me.
down there.
You ain't got to tell me
You know
about
what it
the
is?
thick
There was
Asian
some.
in Houston.
There was some Clydesdale.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah.
God damn.
And some of y'all, how much it cost you to get to work? 7 apples, because I galloped.
Don't get your
God damn.
It was a
7
gang
apples.
of caramel-colored Clydesdale.
Yes, sir.
It was like a Clydesdale. Clydesdales.
And
I said, Lord, I would start a whole new village if I came here. I would be reckless with the Jews.
Start a cult up in this.
I would not be able to contain the mayonnaise.
yes,
The mayonnaise.
All right. This evening's portion of man milk will be distributed around 11:45 or so.
Thickness was ridiculous.
Yes.
The women were as thick as the humidity.
Oh, yeah.
The shit I was sweating.
That's pretty goddamn thick.
My uncle Clifford used to say, "Yeah, damn, that girl is thick as cold peanut butter."
Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Oh, Christ. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Beal Sauce. Get over there. Tell them Zoe Williams sent you. Beal Sauce. Those are the two brands that I promote. I love Beal Sauce. I love what they do. Also, man, you guys cannot leave me hanging. I need everybody to go to my website, I Am Zoe Williams, and purchase my latest book, The Holographic Relationship. All right? You could get the paperback from me. I shipped out maybe 15, 20 copies when I got back from Houston yesterday. I got back yesterday. I shipped out those copies on Friday, actually, before I left. So you should be getting them either today or tomorrow. So I appreciate everybody who has purchased, but go to my website right now. I am ZoWilliams.com. Also on Amazon.com, you can get The Relationship Dismount, how to stick the landing when exiting a toxic relationship, in 3 different formats: paperback, Kindle, and Audible. Let's cash mob those 2 books, because trust me, everybody that showed up in Houston had both copies.
Sweet man.
Man, and I was signing them, man. I just want to shout out everybody again. John, what's the sister's name? I forgot. She's Pakistani. I forgot her name. Jesus Christ.
Pakistani sister.
I forgot her name. I'm going to get your name right.
Pakistani.
Anyway, my homeboy Timmy Tight Top is in the building. Timmy Tight Top, what do you have?
What up? Listen,
Tightest top in the game.
Yes, sir.
I got a new type on today. It's, my running type.
Oh, you
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, Apple Zang is the featured juice of the day. It's a detox. It's always
Apple
detox
Zang.
detox Monday.
Detox your
So we got a
vein.
variety of juices for Zoe to select. I forgot my ginger shots, but check out our site, wejuice.com. We still offer that promotion. ZoWhat. Enter the ZoWhat code to get 15% off.
And all we get from this is juice.
Right.
Listen,
But there's some great.
didn't you just say you
juice.
want to give somebody some juice?
Well, that's fine. Get his juice,
Yeah,
please.
you gotta get your juice right.
All right. Kev.
Yeah, so Know Your Rights cards. I want to give everybody a shout out who's been buying the Know Your Rights cards. I had 100 of them. I'm down to my last 11.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, so these is a card that you can have at a traffic stop or a police stop that'll explain your rights if you don't know your rights. They come with a study sheet also so that you could know your rights. And basically, when you're stopped with this card, I want to let everybody know this is not something that takes place of your rights. So you have to know your rights, because people have been asking me if this will do, and I just say nothing. No, you have to know your rights. You have to study what's on this card in order for you to be able to express those rights. Also, it comes with the Know Your Rights manual. This is the information that you need to file a lien on a police officer's bond if they do violate your rights at the police stop. So if you order the Melanin book of research, you get the card and the Know Your Rights manual for free. That's for the rest of the month. So again, if you order the book, the Melanin book, you get both the card and the Know Your Rights manual for free.
Geoff Brown, I want you to introduce your friend, your comrade. Let me get out of the camera shot so they can see you.
Kev, what you telling them about the man in the... hey, ladies and gentlemen, to my left is what I would like to start as something I'm calling Uncle Jeff's Certified Good White Folks. So we got to pick them out as this shit's about to hit the fan. It's some John Brown, that chick Jane, Father Flager type good white folks. It's my man to the left. Not only is he that, funny as fuck. God damn it, I'm telling you, this white boy deserves what he's supposed to get, and is very gifted. Me, him, and Zoe finna get down with it, ladies and gentlemen. Brett Riley. No, you don't have your mic's not on.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Brett.
Brett Riley.
Thank you, Jeff. That was really nice, man.
Yeah.
And
Jeff, that was real nice,
that
man.
was real nice, man.
Yeah. Yes. I found me a white boy to pimp. That was it right there. Okay.
And I'm glad to be here. It's good. Thank you for having me, Zoe and fellas.
You already
Nice to
know
meet
what it is, man. We about to turn it up. You already know what this part of the show is about. Current events. Let's boogie to current events, Jeff.
Current events.
I need you to go ahead and make a song. Let's go.
Yeah.
On current events. Let's go.
What we gonna talk about? Okay, here we go. As you sit there in your living room, wondering what it's about, with all this bullshit going down, all this bullshit, fear and doubt. You look to your left, fools are shooting. You look to the right, fools are shooting. You look to the front, fools are shooting. And to the back, fools are shooting. And all of them fools is white right now. And we're gonna talk about some current events. What the fuck happened since? You just talked to us. What's happening on the bus? What's happening on the plane? What's happening in the train? It's in your brain. Them current events. So what the fuck's going on? Tell them now.
Current events.
Goddamn current events. What the fuck happened yesterday? What the fuck happened yesterday?
Let's talk about it.
Talk about it. We
What
see about
happened?
it.
Who has said?
Need to see about it.
What's your name now?
What's your name, man?
Up to something.
What the fuck you doing?
Hey, what niggas is doing?
What niggas doing?
This niggas doing?
What the fuck is nigga doing?
What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? Hey,
What you gonna do about it?
nothing. Hey, current events.
I didn't have no guitar when I grew up.
Ladies and
I had
gentlemen,
no money for that shit.
the ZoWhat show is back in the building. Let's get right to the number one current event. Because you already know, I have a theme with these current events, okay? I've got a theme. The theme is the topic. And you're going to see where I'm going. And I'm coming right to Kevin's bread basket.
Why?
Why is it?
Why not, nigga?
Why
Shit.
would you do that?
You here?
What is
Shit.
it about?
I'm just saying, you here, man. What the fuck? All right, before we even get into that one, let's just go to this one. I think we have to acknowledge this young lady. Toni Morrison, beloved author and Nobel Prize winner. She died a couple days ago. 88 years old. You know, I'm not going to get into her whole biography and discography of work, but a significant human being.
Think Angela Davis with the pen.
Right. Just a significant human being on planet Earth
Yes.
that needs to be acknowledged.
Absolutely.
All right. And listen, let me just say, I acknowledge greatness even if I disagree with it.
Hey.
You know, dig? Like, I don't have to agree with everything about someone that's great. You know, even if they're negative. You know what? Let me just break this down, what I mean by that, because a lot of people will get fucking confused.
Yeah.
There's a book called Power versus Force. Now, I told y'all about these white people and their systems. Spiritual motherfuckers didn't create a system. They just got in rhythm.
Right.
Know the difference between the system and the rhythm. That's what they said in the Matrix. You know, human beings are the only motherfuckers that just go to a place and consume shit and fuck it up and then move to the place and move to another place once the resources is fucked up.
The plague of locusts.
And yeah, he was like, you guys are like a fucking virus, right? Okay, cool.
Virus, Mr.
Now, if you go back to all the ancient cultures, they were in rhythm.
Yep.
And the rhythm turned into God, nature,
Yep.
neter, the netaru. All of them represented aspects of nature. Gab, the Egyptian god Gab. Oh, that's earth. Shu. Oh, that's wind.
Yep.
You know, earth, wind, and fire, nigga. Okay, cool.
The elements.
Dance into the elements. Party on. Niggas on the elements. Party on. That's fucked up, niggas on the elements. Anyway, there's a balance, right? Okay, cool. So White folk come in and fuck the balance off with systems. We just got to be honest. Systems over rhythm. All right. Now, this topic that I'm about to jump into right now, this shit about to be crazy. I don't even know what to tell you, motherfuckers, man. I don't even. There's so much shit going on, Kev. I'm coming at your bread basket, brother. Let's just get ready. All right.
Whole lot of fuckery.
Oh, God. Jeffrey Epstein. Let's just get right to it, Kev. You're going to have to explain a lot of shit this show, brother.
Shit. Explain what I can.
You're going to explain all this shit,
Explain
motherfucker.
what I can.
Let's just be honest now. Jeffrey Epstein was the pimp to the elites.
Yep.
Can we just be honest?
Straight up pimp.
You want young hoes? You looking for young hoes? Wait, how do you sound? Was Jeffrey Epstein Jewish?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he was.
Jeff, can you do a Jewish pimp? But he got to be niggerish.
Okay, that's Michael Rappaport.
That's right.
I don't even need to do that to see Michael Rappaport.
So do this real quick. Do Michael Rappaport as a pimp. And talk about Tribe Called Quest while you're at it.
Okay, Trixie, come over to the car. Okay, I know it's cold out. I understand that. But you have to understand that there is a bottom line that you need to hit with that, those, and that. However, I don't care. You do what you do. I do what I do. You go procure the money. You bring the money back to me. Okay, Trixie, let's do some math. Okay. Trixie, you have $75. Velvet, you have $75. Together, how much do you have? Wrong, not 150. Bitches, that's my money. Do you understand? I'm the one inside the car, and you're the one outside the car.
All right, the Michael Rappaport is terrible. So now, let's stop you. Let's do the Jewish guy in Coming to America in the barbershop as a pimp. There you go. Go.
Hey, it's cold out. I feel sorry for you, but I still need my fucking money, you understand? I'm going to have to get my money. Okay. Let's break down for a second, Trixie. Don't drool on the car. This is a nice car. Wait, Trixie. Okay, put your hands in. Just your hands. All right. Let's break down for a second. The sentence, bitch better have my money.
What does it mean?
What does it first? Bitch. Well, that's you. Better have. Not should. Not it was cold out, so I'll pay you. Better have my. And again, since I'm the one doing the talking and you're doing the standing and the fucking and the whatever. My would be me. Money would be the green shit that you don't have right now. Which is why all the other girls got the hot cocoa and none for you. I'm putting up my window. It's cold.
Okay, so let's just really get into this right now. Flight logs show Bill Clinton flew on sex offenders' jet much more than previously known. Where's the jet going to?
Everywhere. I know all this. First of all,
Brett?
Yeah. Epstein had everybody.
Yeah.
Prince Andrew, Clinton, Trump. He ran his fucking pimp shit out of Mar-a-Lago.
Man.
The chick that his head, madam chick that fucking ran the shit for him, ran that shit out of Mar-a-Lago. They're all tied to it. That's why that dude's dead. But they have 2,000 files.
Now
it's all unsealed. So they're not out of the woods, but a couple of people that are part of this pederast society clique that they got. Some of them are going to get away.
The whole pedophile ring.
So my question is, how the fuck does someone commit suicide on suicide watch.
They took
In
him
a
off.
federal fucking prison
Here's
that
how.
also is
They
holding
took
El
him off.
Chapo.
Oh my God, it's so simple.
They also turned the fucking cameras off.
There's one of two things that has happened. Either this motherfucker was on a much higher level than we know, and he is somewhere chilling, bunkered up.
Right.
Or this motherfucker was dead before you knew it. They decided to tell you now. He was dead. Dude, this dude was as good as dead when he walked in. Or if he made it in, you have to go by
I actually
what
would go
you're
with
given.
what you first said.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
he's
think
probably
I don't
bunkered
think
the fuck up. Yeah, he Machiavelli'd on it.
That motherfucker's
Kev?
at Lake Como in Italy right now.
Yeah.
on the boat next to Miley Cyrus and the Jenner kids making out. Like
Right.
he literally.
Yeah, man.
Kev?
This whole pedophile ring, this whole the fuckery of it started with Corey Feldman. When Corey Feldman came out and said that his whole life's mission was going to be to expose the Hollywood pedophile ring, excuse me, right after that, Weinstein gets hit. Then, the Bill Cosby thing starts to happen. All this shit starts to flow and take your attention away from the pedophile ring. And he said that, I don't care if they kill me. I don't give a fuck what happens. I'm going to expose the ring. Now, you don't hear anything about Corey Feldman, but you hear Harvey Weinstein, who was supposed to be real close with Epstein. All these other Bill Clinton, Kevin Spacey, he got hit. So all these people, the backlash is coming back, and all that ties into that whole Pizzagate thing that was going around with
Clintons.
yeah,
But
with
the
Clintons.
Pizzagate thing.
But he was major in.
But the Pizzagate thing was a bunch of fucking bullshit.
You don't- really?
No,
The
it
place didn't
wasn't.
even have a- it didn't even have a fucking
Did you see those
basement.
emails, dude? Did you see those
One at a
Pizzagate
time,
emails?
guys. One at a time.
Okay, got it.
You see
Okay.
those Pizzagate emails
I mean,
referring to kids? Referring to all those.
Oh, no, I didn't.
those fucking
I-
kids?
you're right. I
And
did
also
not do a lot of
and
research.
Podesta, when they went to Podesta's house, Podesta had all kinds of kid art, half naked kids art in his house and shit like that. Dude, that's some real shit. And they were trying to hide the whole thing. They were trying to keep it under
Where's
wraps.
the documentary on it? Did you happen to see the documentary on Pizzagate?
I have. I can send
I
you.
will
I can
admit,
send you a link. I send you.
I
a link.
shouldn't have said shit
Dude.
about Pizzagate.
No.
But I'm just saying.
It ain't
yeah.
about what you have.
I shouldn't have said shit. I should not
hold
have.
on, guys.
I
Hold
should
on
not
real
have
quick.
inserted myself in this conversation.
Right. Hold on real quick. Let's just do this because clearly we've taken the definition of barbershop talk too far. I'm going to need the several crescendoing voices to find a way to not talk when other voices are talking. Just one voice at a time
Okay.
so that people can hear you.
As much as
Rachel!
as much as in my mind, I want to hear that voice
Right.
from like this high place, like James Earl Jones and Conan the Barbarian, like that. I'm hearing it at 3 a.m. while I'm trying to take a piss in the subway, coming from up under the bathroom. I'm in here. I finally found you. Jump, dance, motherfucker, dance.
So let's just do this. Impossible, virtually impossible to commit suicide on suicide watch in New York.
But they took him off.
In a federal, did they take him
him
off?
off.
That's uncertain.
Yes.
No. So many people going back and forth, conflicting reports. You got some reports saying he was not on suicide watch. You got other reports saying yes, he was. Then they're coming out.
He was, and then they took him off after like a week and a half to 2 weeks, which was unusual. Even when he had when he had the rope necks and the rope burns and all that shit around his neck. So they took him off after 2 weeks. They were like, you don't take somebody off of suicide watch just within a week and a half to 2 weeks. And then as soon as they take him off suicide watch, there it is.
Punt.
Dude, and they were getting ready to again, like he was saying, they were getting ready to release the shit that they found in his house and all these records and shit. Dude, all the shit, the fuckery that was getting ready to come down on all those people that he was flying to that his little pedophile.
Yeah, they just
island.
Goodfellas his ass. Yeah,
You got to bounce.
Hey, Stacks, you're gonna be late for your own
You got
fucking
to
funeral.
We've got to whack you.
Right.
Hey,
Like,
we gotta
nigga,
clip you. I mean, it's nothing. We'll take care of your family.
You
Look,
got,
we love you.
you got caught, motherfucker, with
Yeah.
shit.
We fucking love you.
Yeah,
You
we love you.
understand?
I'm going to take care of your wife.
You're one of us.
Yeah. You're one of us. Hey,
You're one of us.
I mean, not for nothing. You're one of us.
But you're on the other side.
You're on the other side now. And I tell you what, I'm going to put 2 in your back of your head. And don't worry about Valerie. I'm going to put 1 in the front of hers.
That must be the deal. Once they know if we get caught on the other side, nigga, we got to go. There it is.
Hey, hey,
they got to be the deal. They got to be the deal.
Hey, you're on the other side.
I got to clip this guy.
Nothing personal.
No, I mean, I love you.
You got to protect the family.
Hey, as a matter of fact, before I clip you, out of respect, can I have your golf clubs?
Let me ask you this question, though. Let me ask you this question because this is my underlining topic. Do white people move the goalposts for themselves?
It's not. I don't think it's white people. I think it's really fucking rich people.
That's what I'm talking about. But it's white people that are rich. 90%.
I understand.
Let's not.
That.
Okay.
Let's not get the numbers mixed up here. 90% of all wealth is in the hand of white people.
I think it's fair for me. I think I need to jump in and get actually.
So let me set it up first, and then I'll throw it back to you.
Okay.
I'm saying, for white people, wealthy white people,
Yeah.
moving the goalpost for themselves equates to the concept of being above the law. For black people, the goalpost that gets moved prevents you from climbing up the wealth ladder.
Oh yeah. Well.
Yeah.
You see?
Yes.
Do you see how these two things happen here? Jeffrey got caught. He's on the other side.
You got to bounce.
He got to get the pimp.
Right.
You got to get the pimp.
We're going to take care of Valerie.
Right. Oh yeah.
But he got to get the pimp.
He got to get the pimp.
You see what I'm saying?
That's
Right.
the deal.
And that's the above the law. Because look at all of the shit that's being done above the law.
Yeah.
If what they said is true, these are all allegations.
Law is for commoners.
Right? So you said Trump, Clinton, Weinstein, Spacey, all these guys is going to get young cooters.
That is such an offensive term.
I'm just saying, bussy is a term that the homie Tariq Nasheed made
I
up.
hate that.
Boy pussy.
I
Bussy.
know, but there's no such thing. It's just ass. There is no such thing. There's no such thing.
So I'm just saying, they're running the world. They doing all this crazy shit above the law, which is moving the goalpost. Because according to the rules of the game, you know you're supposed to be in trouble, right?
Supposed to be.
Now, Jeff.
Okay. What I wanted to break down a little earlier is that there are gradations of white people. Okay, let's start first with friends and family. My brother-in-law is white, dude. That he's so fucking down is ridiculous. That's friends and family. Then there are white people who are, you know what? This is fucked up. It's foul. Something really needs to be done about that. I want to help. Then there's, wow, that's fucked up. Something needs to be done about that. Pass the potatoes. Then there's
Indifference.
How fucked up is it really? Y'all didn't have, slavery was over 400 years ago. Then they're taking our country.
Yeah.
We're taking our fucking country. Now we're getting over into whitey. Then there are the decisions who flick the switch for Flint water. Though that's whitey. So it's not enough to say people of all colors or there are a lot of poor white people. Yes, but what gradations of white people are there? Are they a lot of the problem is that poor people are whitey, and it's whitey that's fucking them up.
Right. And that's what we were talking about last night.
Yeah.
Is the fact is like the one thing that I only have one belief, and that's that none of us had any factor in what we look like or what race we are. So
right.
Pride and prejudice are both symptoms of stupidity. You didn't have any say in the shit anyway. But I've been telling people since the campaign and shit, and everybody thinks that I have that whatever Trump derangement syndrome or whatever the fuckers call it on Fox. But the fact is they're doing this shit right out in front of everybody, and all this shit is not coming up on accident. He's not doing that shit. He's not like making animals extinct. I was reading the news right now. They just lifted all the protections. Like now they're allowing hunters to fucking kill bald eagles and hunt fucking bears that are sleeping in their caves and shit. Like they're doing everything. They're doing all
It's
kinds
just
of.
letting Whitey off the chain.
No, they're just like they won't let them fucking put the cancer warning on the pesticides and shit. Like they're just fucking with people.
If Whitey was a monster, like a wild animal, Jeff.
Oh, as a
if there's a noise.
the Whitey, the
That
North
sounds like
American
sleep
Whitey.
apnea.
The North American Whitey.
Sleep apnea.
That's why you bring in David Attenborough.
Right. The North American Whitey is so dangerous because of how many animals he can turn into. Right now, as he sleeps, he can become anything he dreams of. Oh, shit! He's awake! He's awake. It appears he was dreaming of a giraffe, a bear, and an eagle. He's taken off in flight. Oh, no!
No, this is Animal Planet. Whitey, the animal Whitey, is stalking a pack of buffalo. We're in Yellowstone Park right now.
David Attenborough also always sounds like he's constipated. He's like, as you'll notice, as he approaches the pack, he's getting more and more. With swiftness he approaches.
And he can't just bite one.
All right.
And it's
He wants them all.
And where's Jeff's mic?
He wants them all. This animal wants them all. It's not enough to eat one at a time. Oh, no. They're all alive. And that's why they all have to die.
Right.
Even though he's full, he still must keep eating. He must never stop eating if he is going to remain dominant. It doesn't matter if he's held on to their carcasses in his sink with more carcasses, because his bloodlust is never ever quenched, and his thirst to constantly drain the blood of his victims never ever ceases. If you'll excuse me, I have to take a number 2.
That was great.
I love
That was
it.
great.
Now, break it down even further. The redlining of wealth building. See, I'm doing this show for Kevin. You understand? Because I need you to explain. Because one of the chief things we run into in our discussions here, you have. I want Jeff to wait. I want Jeff to hear this too. So I'm going to wait before I say that. Let me read the redlining of black wealth in America. Rich Paul.
Yeah.
LeBron James.
Yep.
His agent. So the NCAA think they slick,
Yep.
right?
It's an embarrassment.
The NCAA think they slick. You think somebody didn't get out there and do the goddamn research before they made the Rich Paul rule?
Man.
So let's just go back in history. Most of the artists, the black artists back in the day, sang and sang and sang and produced and wrote and sang and sang and sang. And most of them didn't make no motherfucking money unless they were out on tour.
Yeah.
And then when they were out on tour, you still had some white managers, somebody of another, or even black managers that were, putting their hands in their pocket on that little piece of change. They were making about 90, let's see, the split was probably 97-3.
Yeah.
On record sales. 97% to the label, 3%.
Wow.
They was getting robbed, right? Robbed.
Mangled.
Hella robbed.
To talk about the rich thing, a buddy of mine who's a very talented comedian that has a show called They Tried to Bury Us. His name's Tamer Caton. He said the only us versus them is the U.S. versus the mega rich who keep harming us. When you have more money than you can spend and you keep chasing, you aren't successful. You're an addict. You're not wealthy. You're financially obese. We'd never let a guy who's drunk on alcohol drive a train. Stop voting for people who are drunk on power that are driving the country. You're not. That's the thing. Is like, I'm not scared of fucking poor people. I'm scared of the dude that's got 100 million and isn't satisfied.
Wow. He will do the voice. He will keep eating.
He will keep eating until he drains the blood of every single animal that comes into his path. The thing is Yellowstone used to thrive with animals, but this monster just keeps eating and eating, and it doesn't matter if he's been full. There is no such thing as full for this animal. This animal must keep eating and eating and eating. And as he's eating, he's excrementing on everything behind him. He's literally eating and shitting on all. So all of the animals that still remain are just having to swim through this beast's shit to try and survive, to try and escape the beast as he keeps eating and shitting, and everyone is just eventually covered in shit waiting to be eaten.
Wow. There has been a new development in this story. It appears as if this animal has no stomach.
It goes straight from mouth to asshole. This animal was not born with a digestive system. It literally goes in his mouth and out of his asshole. And that is why he is known as the asshole of the planet. He is just a walking asshole with a mouth attached to it.
It's an asshole with teeth. We have discovered this.
We've made a discovery. It's the asshole with teeth. It cannot stop consuming because it is immediately shits out whatever it has consumed.
All right, wait just a goddamn minute. Y'all trying to tell me you found an animal that he can basically mouth and ass? Is it Paul's mouth and ass? Paul's mouth and ass.
Paul's mouth and ass.
Is that what, if you say it real fast, Paul's mouth and ass?
Paul's mouth and ass sounds like an awful party.
It's a goddamn it, a North American Paul's mouth and ass?
The North American Paul's mouth and ass animal. Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
They're also found in some parts of Europe, though. And Saudi Arabia.
No shit.
Oh, God. So here we go.
That's the animal that ate my goddamn house. It came the
Rich Paul, the redlining of Rich Paul. The NCAA had to do research to move the goal line on this brother. Right? He's balling. He's found a way, an alternative way, to become an NBA superstar's agent and then position that superstar so well that it intimidates the rest of the industry to where the NCAA comes in and says, well, we've done the research and only 16% of African-American males have a bachelor. And we know he doesn't. So now, all the agents that are trying to represent these unsigned college kids, y'all got to have a bachelor's degree, which effectively read.
By the way, the education system is actually a part of redlining, period. I don't have a friggin' degree. I can do, whenever somebody gets into an argument and they're like, I have a master's degree. I'm like, dude, if you sit in the fucking desk long enough, they give you a piece of fucking paper. Fuck your degree. Seriously.
All right, say the master's degree voice again.
I have a master's degree. If you sit there, I have a brother that's a fucking lawyer and the motherfucker isn't practicing law. He's just 200 grand in debt and he's dumber than a bag of shit. That's, I mean.
Oh, wow. God damn, Jeff.
Oh, fuck. You know what happened to LeBron's dude? He got attacked by Paul's mouth and ass.
Paul's mouth and ass.
North American Paul's mouth and ass took a bite out of his finances.
So let's be quiet. We are in the woods.
The thing is it does not matter how quiet you are. The Paul's mouth and ass will find you anywhere. You just have to relent to the relentless hunger of this beast that will seriously eat you and shit you out, whether you are fast, you can fly, or swim. It does not matter. There is nowhere to escape. There is no mountain you can climb.
You couldn't even get on a fucking spaceship to escape this thing.
Paul's mouthing ass is after you.
Pretty much inevitable. It's like that movie, The Fog. It's a horrible fucking movie, but scared the shit out of me.
And the sad thing is, Paul's mouthing ass is just elite, wealthy, white supremacy. Elite, wealthy, white supremacy. We just come on now. We just have to be honest about what we're dealing with. Let's change the goal line. The reason why I'm doing this topic is because of Kevin. I love Kevin. This topic is dedicated to Kevin.
Why is that? Stop doing that shit.
This sound represents the ultimate goalpost changer. Hey, this nigga he changing the neighborhood. Wait a minute. Hey, hold on. Where,
Uncle Kill Your Dreams.
Oh, God.
I heard Brother Rakim Shabazz, Imhotep III, PhD was down here.
Imhotep the Third.
I am a
Where Brother Rakim Shabazz, PhD, Imhotep III at?
bless
Oh, he right down there at the market getting some bean pies.
Wow.
Oh, okay. This is the ultimate gold line chaser. We're going to change the goalpost. We're going to change the goalpost. Why am I saying this to Kevin? Because Kevin says things that, in my opinion, are exceedingly valuable. Kevin got this card. Kevin has put out this information. Kevin, what's the card again? Explain that.
Constitutional rights card. So whenever you get pulled over by the police, most of the problems you have are because you don't know the law, just basic law. Excuse me. Like the Central Park Five, who went to jail because they didn't know simply just to be quiet. That's all they had to know, just to be silent until they got a lawyer or some legal representation. Because they didn't know that, they went to jail for 7 to 14 years. So this the constitutional rights card is something that you can have when you get pulled over by the police that explains your basic rights until you're able to fully know them and assert them yourself.
Okay, here we go. Where Malcolm at? He gonna be at the tomorrow.
Right? Yeah.
Is Malcolm gonna be at the tomorrow? Because I seen a flyer that said Malcolm gonna be down there.
I don't know.
Malcolm now?
Yeah, but wasn't no pimp. That was plot out booyah.
Hey, where Malcolm at? Huh? Is Malcolm? Where you?
Wait.
Goal line changing. Why is this so important to this topic? I'm laying out. Okay, what's the guy's name? Jeffrey. What's his name?
Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein. You the pimp to the elite. Sex trafficking, slavery. Let's not act like slavery is ended and sex trafficking has ended. No. Many ports here. Let's not act like organ transplants and hijacking and all of this bullshit is harvesting and all this shit. Okay, cool. All this is still going on.
Yep.
Why is this Kevin's topic? Kevin has valuable information about how to educate yourself on the law. My argument, my standing argument to Kevin's point is they will change it. They don't care.
Yeah.
Changing the goalpost, moving the goalpost, and being above any law is who they've evolved into.
See Oakland, 1970.
Now, I'm not saying that there aren't white folk that are a part of the elite that will acknowledge what Kevin is saying is right. I know Kevin for over 25 years. He's had experiences with judges that will speak to him off the record Tell the stenographer, stop typing. Come here, let me talk to you. He's had those experiences. But what I'm saying is, for the most part, that experience is rare, and they will kill the judge that was talking to you. They'll be like, wait a minute. Hold on.
They see him as a weakness.
Hold on. They'll be like, you know Brother Kevin?
I mean, I had to call him over. I mean, yeah, he was a little deeper in the jurisprudence than I thought he should.
Did you help Brother Kevin?
Let's not call it help. I mean, I actually
just answer the question, y'all.
Okay.
Listen. Did you help him?
Well, yeah, I suppose one could look at it that way. Yeah. I mean, why not? I mean,
It's not like that though, man. It's much more nuanced than that.
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, it's, what's the name of the animal we just created for?
Paul's Malfinesse. The North American Paul's Malfinesse.
The North American Paul's Malfinesse.
No. Paul's Malfinesse.
You have to say it in the North American
Paul's Malfinesse.
Paul's Malfinesse.
Let's get our announcer in here. What is it called again?
It's a Great American Paul's Malfinesse now.
That is one way to say it, but the best way to say it is Paul's Malfinesse.
Okay, goddammit. Okay. You say it out where all in hoity-toity land, however you want to. But down here where we see it, I don't know how many houses they're taking from you, Mr. Attenborough, but I'm telling you down here where I live, we got some bitches living on the street, and you know who put them out there? The North American Paul's Malfinesse. That's exactly who.
The thing about it is you cannot overtake the Paul's Malfinesse. You can try all you want, but the truth is, Paul's Malfinesse will get you in the end. We have to hope for another millennia to go by before we can rid ourselves of the Paul's Malfinesse.
There is another break in the story. Scientists have discovered that the Paul's Malfinesse does not have any melanin. And by the year 2042, will begin dying out because of its high mortality rate.
Which is funny because the Paul's Malfinesse will actually self-destruct itself because of its translucent skin. And its denial of climate change, which is making the globe hotter and hotter. And the Paul's Malfinesse does not do well in the sun. Eventually,
I think I'm going to preach on
the Paul's Malfinesse will be taken out by the sun, which it has allowed to defeat it by its constant denial of climate change and allowing the petroleum companies to poison the air that we all breathe, including the air that the Paul's Malfinesse breathes.
Oh God, Geoff,
I believe I want to take my text on the Paul's Malfinesse.
Yes, Lord. Let's get your music, Pastor.
I feel my help coming. We need to discuss.
Yes, sir.
This animal.
Indeed, sir.
That has run the earth wild.
Yes, sir.
Has reaped what was not his to sow.
Teach,
has
Lord.
sown what was not his to reap.
No.
Was taken from every corner on this earth. We need to discuss the Paul's Malfinesse.
Paul's Malfinesse, Pastor.
You see, any animal God sent him that eat, supposed to digest and then shit.
Yes.
But you see, the Paul's Malfinesse, he just eating shit.
Just eating shit, Lord.
Which is why, by the year 2042, he is going to die.
Yes, sir.
Because he does not ingest the nutrients of his brethren. He simply runs through his brethren for what he can taste. Not what he can learn, not what he can grow from, not what he can love with, not what he can love for, what he can taste.
Yes.
And once he get a taste of you,
yes,
and you don't taste right no more, he gone and shit your ass out.
Well,
so the Paul's mouth and ass
You better preach.
is going to die a horrible death.
Tell them, Lord.
Malnourished. Hungry.
Yes, sir.
Wanting.
Indeed.
Emaciated. Burnt in the sun.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear me.
You better tell them,
You
preacher.
can hold on.
Indeed.
Now, I know that's a mighty long time. If you're out there eating meat, and you're out there eating chicken, and you're out there eating pork, footnote, fish is meat that swims.
Yes.
And I'll get a witness, 2042 might not find you at all. But if you can hold on, I said, hold on.
Yes,
Till 2042, you will see the rapid death of the Paul's mouth and ass. As I take my seat.
Wait a minute. Hold on. See, this your motherfucking problem. You know what I'm saying? This your motherfucking problem right here, you understand? You motherfuckers always trying to play around with serious shit, you understand? I've been trying to tell y'all for years. Mind your motherfucking business. This is white man world. You understand? White man make the rules. All you gotta do is follow the motherfuckers. You live a happy life. You understand?
You be all right.
You get a motherfucking what you get about? You get old, have a family. You get old enough to have a family and kids and whatnot. You understand? You get about 35, 40 Christmases. You understand?
35, 40 Christmas. 35, 40.
35, 40 Thanksgivings, New Year's. You understand? What more can you ask for? You motherfuckers out here.
You good.
This is the best country in the world. You understand? Ain't no country better than this motherfucker right here.
Well, yeah, where else you go get?
Give you 40 Christmas.
What the fuck how you gonna do better than this, nigga? Huh? How the fuck you gonna do better than this,
And I need an answer to that.
I need you niggas to talk to me now. How you gonna do better than this, nigga? You motherfuckers always complain about white supremacists, Paul's mouth and ass. I ain't never seen Paul's mouth and ass. You understand? I've been here 37 years. You understand? I ain't seen no Paul's mouth and ass. You know why? Let me tell you why I ain't seen Paul's mouth and ass. No, I ain't seen Paul's mouth and ass.
Why not?
Because I ain't looking for that motherfucker. You understand?
Y'all looking for him.
I ignore all this shit.
All
You
right, wait just a minute. Wait just a goddamn minute. Now, you're trying to tell me there's some kind of animal that don't digest at all. You just eat up, shit out. Y'all call him the Paul's mouth and ass. This is some kind of metaphor for the white man. Because, I can tell you, I don't take too kindly to it, just to be honest with you. I'm a long-haul trucker.
Travis. We're Travis.
Here's the biggest part that stands out to me. The biggest part about this bullshit conspiracy shit about this Paul's mouth and ass that everybody's talking about. The fact is, I'll tell you what. First of all, I never seen a goddamn Paul's mouth and ass in my damn night in my life, and I'm out all the time on my porch or hunting. I ain't never seen a Paul's mouth and ass at the races. I like cars. I've never seen one when I'm out working on my car. And the fact is, if you are so scared of the goddamn Paul's mouth and ass, then why don't you, if you don't like it, then why don't you leave here then? Okay? If your fear of Paul's mouth and ass is that strong in your convictions, then you need to take yourself elsewhere. Because I'll tell you what, if I came across a Paul's mouth and ass, I'd just whoop that motherfucker, dude.
That's what I was trying to tell you. This man spends his time hunting on the porch. All right, I'm a long haul trucker. Okay, I sit on my hemorrhoids from steak to goddamn steak. And I'm telling you right now, not one place I done got gas. Not one place I got a little ling-ling, tug-and-tug. Not the place where I get my truck fixed. Not the place where I go square dancing. Not where I buy my boots. Nowhere I go have I seen this North American Paul's and ass.
So,
Paul's mouth, sir.
So for people who just tuned in and they don't know what the fuck is going on, let's just do this really quickly. Paul's mouth and ass is a fictitious animal we created to represent white supremacy. Right? And again, there's a lot of social blindness in America. There's a lot of racial blindness, right? There's a lot of cultural blindness in America. And yes, we making fun of it, but when we're pointing out these real current events and these real stories, this is similar to being attacked by an animal, such as Paul's mouth and ass. Yeah. Listen, if there's an organ black market, these motherfuckers is actually consuming human beings, and typically black people. Why black people? Melanin. The organs function at a different level of efficiency. This is scientific proof. We're not just talking about some fake shit here.
Yes, right. You're talking about a Polaroid trying to steal color. You know how you peel the Polaroid off and it used to have the old negative? Dude. That negative is sneaking back over and trying to get some color to put back on itself.
They do melanin research on you around the world, in every country around the world. Where the hell you think they get the melanin from?
Oh, wow. So now watch this, though. Watch this. The only way to make you docile, where normal animals, such as the king cobra, possesses a very powerful neurotoxin, a venom. There's a venom. And then, if you noticed, the king cobra is a snake eater. It eats its own. But its venom is not quite as potent as, say, the black mamba. Right? There are other serpents that have a more virulent toxin.
Yes, there.
Scientific update on Paul's mouth and us.
I would have to point out that the problem with the biggest thing that interests me about Paul's mouth and us and the studies I've done is its vacuousness. It is not an intelligent animal. It's not trying to understand its victims. It's just trying to consume them. It's not as if it has a strategy. As I said, Paul's mouth and ass, because of its constant consuming and shitting, will eventually destroy itself. And that is the thing that fascinates me the most about Paul's mouth and ass, is that it just is such a vacuous creature with no mental capacity at all. There's no reasoning with Paul's mouth and ass. When it is trying to consume, it just does. Like a chair sits in a room, so does Paul's mouth and ass.
So now, watch this. Now watch this. Watch this. Here's the caveat. The venom of this mythological creature that we, are making fun of. The venom is ideological ignorance. Its prey has to be dumbed down. It'll bite you and cause cultural amnesia.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying? Yes. They have to control the information. They have to control all of the narratives.
But then this is going back to the point that we were talking about. This is why you need to learn the rules of the game. And you say they'll keep changing the rules of the game, but they can't, because if they do, they change it for themselves. And so if they do change it, you constantly knowing the law, you keep up with the changes. And I'll give you an example. When you sign a contract, anyone who signs a contract, you should sign the contract all rights reserved next to it. And that law is called Uniform Commercial Code 1308. Now, it used to be, a few years ago, it used to be Uniform Commercial Code 1207. And so many people started using it, they moved it around.
They went on, flipped it over there.
Right. But the thing is, they didn't change the law. The law is still the law. They just moved it for the people who don't do their diligence and just was dipping in there, just trying to get over.
They just wouldn't put the good shit over in the other cabinet. Put that Paul Masson wine. They put that cheap wine in there. Put the Chateaubriand. They move that shit over there.
That's right.
Yeah.
But if you know the law, and then if a bunch of you unify and know the law, then that makes you much more powerful for them to be able to do anything against you. But you don't know that because you don't know the law. There's a YouTube channel. This brother, his channel is called
what's it called?
News Now South Carolina, and it's a brother who walks around with an open carry. He carries a rifle around, and he walks up to police stations, and they do what they call auditing, and they basically make the police adhere to the law that's on the books. And these police officers come out and they try to flex the law on him. No, you can't do this. You can't record. You can't do this. And he starts flexing the law on them. And you should see when he starts talking the law, the reaction, the act right that they get. They literally pause and they don't do shit, and because they can't do anything once you know the law.
It's almost like they're drones that are voice activated.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter what the voice is that gives the command.
Exactly.
You have to use these commands to call society's pit bulls off of you.
Exactly.
Okay, so could this guy have done it? Galveston police apologize after a photo of a black man being walked on a leash goes viral. Police in Galveston, Texas are apologizing after a photo went viral online showing horse-mounted officers walking a handcuffed black man on a leash made of rope. Police issued a press release about the photo on Monday, confirming that the horse-mounted officers had clipped a line to a man's handcuffs after he was arrested Saturday on a criminal trespassing charge, walking him through the streets like a captured slave. Galveston Police Chief Vernon Hale also issued a statement Monday in the press release. He apologized to the man, Donald Neely, 43 years old, who had been arrested on a misdemeanor criminal trespassing charge. First and foremost, I would like to apologize to Mr. Neely for this unnecessary embarrassment, he said in the statement. Also, this is a trained technique and best practice in some scenarios. I believe our officers showed poor judgment in this instance and could have waited for a transport unit at the location of the arrest. In other words, let's walk him and parade him through the streets like an animal. My question now,
I'm going to go in on that motherfucker.
I'm coming to you, Jeff. I'm coming to you, man. I'm coming to you before I go to our guest, because I want to know if this is a sighting of Paul's mouth and ass. But before we go before I go there for your expert analysis, I want to say, everybody in the chat room, stop fucking around. Hit the goddamn like button. It's 1,300 people in the chat room right now watching this shit live. The content so apathetic. Support the channel, support the content. We on fire. All of this shit is off the dome. We just came up with this shit.
Really?
This is some motherfucking live sketch shit right now. And everybody in here acting like it ain't worth your like. Like the motherfucking video, goddammit. Now, to expert.
One thing I have noticed in my analysis of Paul's mouth and ass is when it is not consuming, which it is always consuming and shitting, it is making an example out of its victims. It's prey. If it is not devouring, it is taunting in a way.
I took your business.
In a little bit of it, even though vacuous and constantly consuming, it also wants to be hip.
I took your house.
So it likes to think of itself as Mr. Take Your Girl, as Trey Songz said. and almost
I'll take your girl.
Always making an example. If not consuming, it is taunting, torturing, and just flat out being a dickhead. I don't know. It's just
Mr. Take Your Girl.
It's some extremely. God! It's amazing to watch a horse mouth and ass on a horse. I said horse mouth and ass. Okay.
On a horse.
Horse
Paul's mouth and ass on a horse.
Paul's mouth and ass on a horse.
Oh God, this shit is crazy. Hey, ladies and gentlemen,
Wait a minute. Down. Paul's mouth and ass on a horse. Paul's mouth and ass on a horse.
No, Jeff.
Coming down the street, that's Paul's mouth and ass on a horse.
Stop, Jeff. Please, please stop. Please
Wait a minute.
preempt
Who
your
has him
talent,
by the neck?
ladies and gentlemen.
Down. Paul's mouth and ass on a horse. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in to the ZoWhat show, please understand what we do here. This is a current event roundtable. Shit done turned into a sketch show today.
Pretty much.
Shit's fucking hilarious. Hey, I love y'all for y'all support. I love y'all for rocking with us. We're on Dash Talk X on the Dash Radio Network. 12 o'clock has passed. We're 10 minutes after the hour on the West Coast. I want to give Geoff Brown his time to shine. This is a 3-minute rant for Geoff Brown, uninterrupted, except some ad libs. Geoff Brown, the intellectual irritant, is in the building.
Wow. Man. Well, first let me thank my man Brett Riley. I just happened to call him last night because we are working on some big shit. that this is the tip of the fucking iceberg. Just wait. Thank y'all for being able to, for just tuning in and listening to us from where we see it. It's just from where we see it. Nobody here, I mean, you know, I kid Zoe about the many books he has read and how he must have been to prison in order to have read that much. But none of us are quote unquote PhDs with years of sitting in rooms being regurgitated to for a receipt on the wall. None of us are those people. We have just been given vision to give to you. We just channels. Nothing special, nothing big, just channels. And a lot of times, motherfuckers get caught up in the channel that they are. And they begin to, and that's nobody in here. But it's just true. Gadgets, people. That is what's got us asleep right now. The thing you're listening to me on, the thing you're typing on back, has lulled us so far asleep. Do you remember what we did to LA in 92 over an ass whooping? Over an ass whooping. We tore this motherfucker up over an ass whooping. And now, with gadgets and such, we done went to sleep. Because I don't have to go that far to entertain myself. I don't have to go that far to educate myself. And since I don't have to go that far to educate myself, why educate myself? That seems to be where we have fallen to. Is that somehow we've fallen into this, whatever this magic box says is. Have you seen this meme where it's 4 presidents? And the presidents after a natural disaster, and it's Clinton, Obama, Bush, and Trump. And the pictures of Trump smiling and laughing, and it tends to piss some people off. Those are the people who can't figure out that if you look closely at that photograph, there is no difference between those presidents. How different is Bill Clinton from Donald Trump? How many people, how many black men has Donald Trump himself incarcerated? How different is George Bush from Donald Trump? Didn't 9/11 happen on his watch? How different is Barack Obama from Donald Trump? Didn't shit happen on his watch except this. If you do not think that all 4 of these men are playing their part in the same play then you have been played like suede when it's 90 in the shade. Don't think that this dude that's in this office is who you need to be upset at. Oh, he's horrible. Oh, do you know how many high-paid snipers that are in the CIA, the NSA, the government departments that have designations that you have no idea about, that are on call to snuff a motherfucker out? If this dude was not doing what he was supposed to be doing, he would not be doing it. Wake up. We are going to a place that I keep talking about. Oh, it's going to get fucked up before it get better. It's going to get better, but it's going to take more than just listening to this show and talking about how right we are. It's going to take a lot more than saying shit. It's going to take some real work and some real action. Find somewhere and really work, people. Find some people to really, really work with, to really, really make action with. Work so hard that you don't need a leader. Work till you don't need a leader. You are the motherfucking leader. You, under the sound of my voice. Not some dude you waiting on. Not some dude. Don't drive 600 miles to see Zoe. Drive home and tell people you drove 600 miles to see Zoe. Drive 600 miles to see Zoe. Get what he got for you and spread that shit like a virus. That's what's got to happen. We got to say, I'm sorry. If you over 40, you got to say, I'm sorry, because what's going down is directly your fault. It's my fault. And that's how I come at young people. I'm sorry first. Here's my fuck ups. Let me lay them bare to you. That's where we got to come from. Find it, feel it, use it, do it. I'm done.
Hey, word up though, nigga. This motherfucking Crip church. And let me say something straight up, my nigga. Say it straight up, my nigga. I'ma say this and I'ma end mine, cuz. You understand? Good. Fellow Crip bishop came in here, Geoff Brown. And this motherfucker came in here and spoke real game to you niggas. You understand?
Right, cuz.
You understand what I'm saying, cuz? Let me tell you something. On the Crip church side of the game, man, we Crips for Christ up in here.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right.
You understand? The blood don't scare us over here. The blood of Jesus, you know what I'm saying, cuz?
That's right.
Blood is blue before it hit oxygen, cuz.
See walking for Christ, Nick.
See walking for Christ, cuz. All I'm asking the homies to do is hit that donation. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, Bishop Brown. Bishop
Yes, sir.
Brown.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What is it you require, my brother?
Again, we up in here on the ZoWhat show, turned up. Somebody called him Nipsey Ruffles.
Chipsy Ruffles.
Loped out for Christ, cuz.
Oh my God.
Dig.
That, dude, if that ain't a sketch.
Hey,
Slew-footed and eating sunflower seeds for Jesus.
so listen, man, you just tuned into the ZoWhat show.
The Boko shot on, cuz.
Hold the Boko shot, cuz.
And for y'all who don't know, that's C-U-H, not C-U-Z.
So, yo, we just up in here right now, and this is the ZoWhat show. It is a current event show, man, where we just give our unique take with a little bit of humor, on everything that's going on in the world that I find to be controversial.
Laid up in the Hoda the Boko shack.
You know, dig? We up in the Hoda the Boko shack. Listen, one of the biggest, where we lay the blame at, right? We lay the blame for a lot of the toxicity. We called it pause mouth and ass today. But another one of the words we use is on cue, the government. The government is always fucking up people's lives. Why? Because you're living too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your life has no meaning.
You've consumed enough.
You're a product, a commodity that has
Right.
a shelf life.
Right. at this point, you are preservatives. And it's like
Smuckers, nigga.
you just a fat Lorna Doone box, right? I'm
Look,
just
man,
saying.
they're just trying to clean out the fridge. Okay? I tell my wife all the time when we come home from the Cracker Barrel, I tell her all the time, God damn it, we aren't getting doggy boxes. Okay? We're not taking doggy boxes home. No to go home boxes, okay? Because that shit just turns into a fucking science experiment in the back of the fridge. Because she never cleans that shit out. 'Cause every once in a while, you're telling me we're not allowed to clean the fridge? Is that what you're telling me? Because if you believe that, you need to go somewhere else then. If you don't like it, if you don't like having a clean fridge, then you might as well just go ahead and leave then. Because I am from a place where we like clean fridges. And if you don't like it, you can leave.
And the clean fridge is just a metaphor for depopulation.
That's right.
It's too many of you.
There's goddamn too many of them.
Listen.
Look around. I mean, you throw a grenade, you're going to kill 350 Mexicans. I swear to God. I mean, they're everywhere. I ain't saying, okay.
And sometimes you got to take the fridge's kids and put them in cages, okay?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes that's what you got to do. Now, look, I know it used to be Mexico. Remember they already talking about how this used to be Mexico? Well, I'll tell you something else. Gas used to be 19 cents a gallon, but it ain't no more now, is it? It's ours now.
And that's because we got too many goddamn ketchup packets in the fridge. The thing is, if you don't throw out those ketchup packets, next thing you know, you're putting fucking ketchup when you're trying to, it's supposed to be taco sauce. And then you fucked up your goddamn burrito and you're pissed off like I get pissed out. And sometimes you got to take it's not enough to just take the bottle. Sometimes you got to take the packets and put them in cages down on the border. Down on the border.
With these fucking silver blankets that are supposed to keep him warm, you know?
You guys want to see me drink some water out of the toilet to own the libtards?
The lip tarts.
So now we move to our bonus topic.
Oh, shit.
This shit's about to be crazy as fuck. Is this a sighting of Paul's mouth and ass? Maybe it isn't.
What's that?
Maybe it's not Paul's mouth and ass.
What might it be?
But I'm not sure. We must bring in the crypto forensics crew to be able to ascertain what animal this might be. Ladies and gentlemen, read this. Check this out. Womb transplants could be a vital medical service for transgender women.
Oh, hell
A womb transplant.
Hell no. What?
Yeah, a well-known British cosmetic surgeon says that transgender women, i.e. natal males, right, should be entitled to womb transplants when the technique becomes safe and feasible. Children have already been born after womb transplants from live and deceased donors. Deceased donors?
What?
Children have been born from cadavers?
What?
Well, wow. Whoa. Dr. Christopher Inglefield, founder of the London Transgender Clinic and a specialist in gender confirmation surgery? Gender confirmation surgery, told the Mirror UK that it would be possible to perform the procedure on a transgender woman once the medical community accepts this as a treatment for cis women, CIS, cis women with uterine infertility, pardon me, such as congenital absence of a
What kind of baby finna come out of that?
such as congenital absence of a womb, then it would be illegal to deny a trans female who has completed their transition.
So we on some Frankenstein shit now.
Wow. There are clearly anatomical boundaries when it comes to trans women, but these problems are now being able to, we can circumvent these problems by, this idea, this concept that a womb transplant is possible. I need to know from our resident scientist if this too is a sighting of Paul's mouth and us.
The thing about the interactions of Paul's mouth and ass amongst its peers, which there are very few, is they.
I don't know what to fucking say about this shit. I'm sorry, that's weird as fuck.
I don't know if this is Paul's mouth and ass. I've never seen any shit like this in my life. I have never come across in my days where any animal in the animal kingdom can just decide to put someone else's baby belly in their own. What in the fuck?
What the hell?
It went on.
Oh, shit.
That's when you grab the world by the pussy.
No, man.
Wow.
Now listen, if he wants to be a she and she wants to be a he, well, they can go on and get the hell out of here.
No, I'm just.
Now, wait a minute. Now, I'm saying you should be able to have as much pussy as you can buy. Right? You can buy. Because that's what it is in Saudi Arabia. You can have as much pussy as you can afford. Now, if you can afford so much pussy that you can take a pussy off and put it somewhere else, and you got that kind of money, well, goddamn it, spend on. That's what I say. Spend on, spend your money. You don't spend money.
It reminds me of the time I was traveling overseas, and I was walking through a Chinese market, and I saw a pile of duck lips, and I thought to myself,
I must have.
are they going to reattach those?
Oh my God.
I have no. That voice is fun as shit to do, though.
Oh my God, I wish I could do
But
that.
here's what's crazy. Because technology is getting to a point. See, you remember back in the day when technology was crude.
Oh, yeah. Like
and
computers were crude.
Yes, you could detect
Yep.
the throat of a man underneath the wig. You'd be like,
Read all these articles where they're saying now that like transgender people don't believe that they have to tell people that they're interacting with sexually.
look at this.
And you know what I mean? I'm like, that's fucked up.
No,
that's
well,
not
see,
cool.
that's why I need third grade pictures. I need a picture.
I need a third grade
I
picture.
need a picture of you before you had the time, money, or permission to fuck with your sex. And you're in the fifth grade. You ain't got time to go get your dick cut off. I got to go to recess.
Okay, actually, this is definitely Paul's mouth and ass. And the reason I say that is you have to have the means to waste money on stupid shit like this. Like, no poor people are transgender.
Right. Right.
Because they can't afford the surgery. And they also don't get bored with all their money and decide to lop their dick off.
Right.
Now they're going to come after us.
I know, never mind. I shouldn't have said that.
It's too late.
Matter of fact, you're allowed to do anything you want. I can't believe I said that. I guess what I'm saying is I'm only an authority on animals I've observed. And I am simply just an observer. I am not a prescriber. I'm an analysis-based person. I do not prescribe nor pretend to know.
He's doing the Corey Feldman now. Wait a minute.
Let me say
I retracted my last statement.
Basically, do you, boo?
Jeff.
to the gay and lesbian community, just seriously, okay?
I got love for you.
No, I'm going another direction.
Oh,
You
okay.
got steer clear. Everybody get clear.
Yeah, I need
Geoff Brown is out on the edge with his fucking career again. You have the media so much in your favor that I don't know when I watch TV when I'm going to see a
Right.
dude
Exactly.
throw another dude up against a fridge and French him. You have hijacked the rainbow from Skittles, and you have all the good Scrabble letters. I want you to try to play without LGBT and Q. What
Got all the good
else?
Scrabble letters.
What else do you want? And this is not coming. This is coming from the fact that just because you are LGBTQ does not mean you are not human, and humans make mistakes, and humans go too far, and humans have foibles, and from a human place, the pendulum is swinging a little bit too fucking far sometimes. But when you want to join, if you want society to accept you, you must accept society. And in society, if you can be grouped, you can be talked about, you can make jokes about, the jokes can be made about you. This bullshit that I can't call you what I want to call you or say what I want to say when I only mean it in jest. There's some funny ass racist jokes that are about black people that are just fucking funny.
And then to sit here and
Oh my God, there are so many good ones.
Right.
I'm glad you brought that up, Jeff.
And then to sit here and call us,
They truly are. It's
call
just
us,
astounding.
Call us haters, call us bashers, call us bulliers, because of what we're talking about. Would you feel the same way if, say, your daughter is on a basketball team? No, your daughter is on a wrestling team.
Thank you.
And she has to wrestle a transgender who was a natal male.
Right.
And this motherfucker buff.
Okay, bitch lifting cars and
He
shit.
just got a weave, got his hair in a bun.
Right.
Hold on. We going to the thing. Wait a minute. Michelle got to shave.
And I'm just saying, and that motherfucker put your daughter, your baby,
Right.
in a chokehold.
In a Greek headlock.
I just want to know, would you still feel the same way?
Right.
Would you be like, oh, okay, well,
I won.
would you still, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
a lot of times people agree with shit from afar.
Right.
Until it touches their lives.
Right. I would say that truly, I believe that if it's the land of the free, people can love who they love, do what they want, and all that shit.
Sure.
But the thing is sometimes shit's just silly. Like, I'm sorry you couldn't cut it as a track star as a dude, so you decided to become a woman and beat women all the time. Or same with the fighting shit. I'm sorry. When it gets to that shit, I just think that shit's silly. Like, I'm the fastest woman. No, man, you were born Edgar.
Right.
Like, your name is Edgar, and just because you changed your name to Brittany, you know what I mean? Like, if you, like, at an age that young, you did.
When
Like,
I was 3, I identified as a fire truck. Turns out I was wrong.
They're gonna tell you.
but the dad and
it's not-
Step Brothers,
they're
where
gonna
he's
tell
like,
you-
I wanted to be a dinosaur.
They're gonna tell
And
you
would just-
gender is not sex. That's the argument.
they're saying gender's not, okay.
That's
Well, I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
I don't know. I just don't.
Dude,
I'm not about
a 3-year-old
hating.
is not equipped to know to know at 3 years old
Right.
that they want to change their gender.
Right.
Kids say any damn thing. So how the hell are you gonna take what a kid says right then at that little moment as a life determining situation? Literally, change their.
I mean,
whole fucking
okay. I guess my thing is yes, I can see why people have their beliefs on it and their issues on it, but the truth is, it really only is going to affect that person. You know what I mean? When it comes to transgender and sexuality and stuff, it really, truly doesn't affect other people. You know what I mean?
Well, country.
Other than people's comfort level.
Here's where it begins to affect me. I don't mind if you don't have the money for the whole thing. You like, fuck it. I work fast food, but goddamn it, I'm not Fred anymore. I'm Barbara. Well, you're gonna be base level Barbara. You're gonna be just out here with some lipstick on, with some girl, like you went to the Goodwill, got some girl shit on, looking like Halloween, because that's what you can afford.
Right.
I don't want you looking at me like, why are you looking at me like I'm out here looking like Barbara on some Halloween shit?
Well, that's where you
I'm looking at you
Right,
because you
because-
look
right.
like you on some Halloween shit.
like there's been people that have, I mean, but that's the thing is, yeah, if you like, that's where everything's gotten taken too far. The sensitivity levels are so high right now with
Right.
everybody. Like, You know, somebody said something. Oh, Godfrey was on stage the other night at the Laugh Factory, and he said lesbian.
Right.
And the whole crowd, like half of the crowd went, oh, and he was like, what? I just said lesbian. He goes, lesbian? That's what they are.
Do you refer to them?
Yeah.
Yes.
And he goes,
tell me what the new
and he
word
goes, by the
is.
way,
Yeah.
I have tons of lesbian friends. Go for it. Do your thing. He was like, but fuck it. If you're going to be who you are, then you identify as that, then fucking own it.
Right.
I can make jokes about you. I can do whatever. You know what I mean? And I kind of understand that. But I had a buddy that came back from Iraq. He was a nerd when he left, and he came back tatted up, sleeves, both arms, complete cartoon strip, right?
And a killer.
And yeah. And we were at the bar, and he kept going like this. He kept going, why these motherfuckers keep looking at me? I was like, dude, you have a goddamn cartoon strip on your arm. People are looking at you because they're just noticing you. That's it.
Right.
They're noticing that you have a fucking cartoon strip on your arm. You know what I mean? Quit. Like I don't know.
But you don't necessarily look like them, so they're
Yeah.
just
That's it. You are different.
Right.
You stand out.
observing.
They're seeing you. You know?
Man, I got another one.
Yeah, if we could.
News break. This just in. Another sighting of Paws, Mouth, and Ass.
Oh, shit.
Could be. I don't know. We have to ask our resident scientist. How the USDA distorted data to conceal decades of discrimination against black farmers. A new food economy investigation found that the USDA promoted misleading data to depict a fictional renaissance in black farming. What? A fictional renaissance in black farming. The narrative falsely inflated the department's records on civil rights and ultimately cost black farmers land, money, and agency.
Sound like an episode of Queen Sugar.
So in other words, they blew them up saying, oh, they're doing really well. They got this, they got that, but the numbers they presented were lies. Okay, cool. Editors
shock.
note, 1 week ago today, lawmakers convened the first House panel in more than a decade on the issue of reparations for descendants of slaves in the United States. The date chosen for the hearing is June 19th, had historic resonance. It was the 154th anniversary of the day. General Gordon Granger announced the freedom of the last American slaves in Galveston, Texas, a date still debated or celebrated as Juneteenth. Wait a minute. Yeah, this is the farmer story. And on top of that, they lied about the farmer data. Here it is right now. As New York Times columnist Charles M. Blow rightly notes, oppression takes many forms. This is a story about one kind in particular, the slow-moving institutional operation of a sprawling government bureaucracy. These kinds of racisms can be, this kind of racism can be hard to see, which makes them easier to overlook. But for thousands of African-American farmers across the country, day-to-day discrimination by the USDA has resulted in staggering loss of land, livelihood, of economic stability over the last 100 years and throughout our lifetimes. For these Americans, the aftermath of slavery is as current as this season's denied loans.
Wow.
Wow. Well, resident scientist, could you please step in and clarify if this is actually
Paul's Mouth and Ass sighting?
This is definitely a sighting of Paul's Mouth and Ass. This is a very typical way that Paul's Mouth and Ass maintains its territory, its boundary to eat and consume. And if it cannot find food on its own, it will gladly take food off of the plate of other animals in the area.
So what's crazy is I go back to Kevin. It's too many. This is moving the goalposts. We're going to lie about your numbers. We're going to inflate what you guys have done or what you guys are doing to make it seem like you're doing well. But this is another moving of the goalposts. Now, you and I have always had this conversation, Kev, and I like to keep going back to it because I want to see how it updates. I want to see how what information we've gathered, we've learned over the years has transformed our current perspective. So I come to you. I'm a firm believer, and listen, I'm not rigid in it, but I want you to address it. I'm a firm believer that the Noble Drew Ali thing, right? Mm-hmm. The trust. We talked about this 20 years ago. Right. Noble Drew Ali put America in a trust. Now, I still don't understand fully what all that means. Right. And there's Masons, there's Shriners, there's secret societies, and then all of that's tied into law, all of that's tied into the government. And there's a certain way of interfacing to where they will help you, or they will open certain doors, or you can't get a door open unless you got a key. Fraternity, sorority, something. Right. And I'm trying to tie all of this shit together because what I think is, and like I said, I'm not concrete in this stance, but I think every time we get closer to whatever legacy was left for us or whatever legacy is supposed to be ours, Paul's mouth and ass will move the goalposts.
That is definitely one of the tactics. One of the many dreadful tactics.
So, Kevin, please explain to me. Are you telling me they not moving the goalposts if you come in your proper persona?
There's no moving the goalpost on that. So you guys have to understand. In America, for them to be able to act on you, they have to have jurisdiction. All right, something called jurisdiction. Now, your status gives them jurisdiction over you. So this is why it's so important. That's why it's called your standing in law. Who the hell are you? That's really what it means. And your standing in law is basically based off of self-determination, meaning you have to tell the government who you are, and then they deal with you accordingly. If you don't tell them who you are, you leave it up to them to place you in whatever box they want.
Okay, question real quick. By identifying ourselves as the ADOS, does that help what you're at? What
Kevin
does that
hates
help
ADOS
your equation, or to have a designation such as ADOS, not what they've done, not what they do, to take on a moniker of another sort. Is that part of the answer that you're?
Yes. If you guys can come up, just like the LGBTQ, they've created a status for themselves that the law can act upon. You have not done that. You're black, you're African American, you're niggas, you're Negro, y'all all over the place.
So,
but in ADOS,
that's not a status.
That's a
why
group.
Not?
I'm just saying that's a group of letters like LGBT.
But
so why? Yeah,
because descendants of slaves, they have already ruled. The court has already ruled that descendants of slaves, you don't have any rights. The Supreme Court has already ruled on that. That was the Dred Scott case was about. So that case has never been overturned. Most people think it was overturned because of the 14th Amendment.
So what if we were to focus on overturning that?
Overturning, that's the hardest thing in the world. I mean, you have to get a court. First of all, they don't acknowledge that it's not enforced. What they'll say is the case has been overturned by the 14th Amendment. But there's so many other things within that case that are still enforced that they won't tell you about. All they will say is just the fact that
they sweep over.
Yeah, they sweep over the fact when they said that descendants of Africans aren't human, or you're lower than white people. That's what they focus on. But there's so many other things within that case that are actually still in law, that are still enforced because that case has not been overturned. And again, going back and understanding what your status is with the government, when you enter their system, again, you give them the power and the jurisdiction to act upon you. When you remove yourself from that system, they have no jurisdiction over you. And I'll give you an example. When you go to court, whenever they summon you to court with a ticket or anything else.
Wait, before you go there.
It was going to be real quick.
All right.
So whenever they summon you to court, they have to have this, what we just talking about, jurisdiction. Jurisdiction comes in three things: jurisdiction of the person, jurisdiction over the place, and jurisdiction over the matter. They have to have one of those three in order to move forward on the case. Now, when you remove yourself from the system and change your status and you say you have no jurisdiction over my person, they actually have to prove they have jurisdiction before they can do anything against you. That's the law. It says that the court cannot vest itself with jurisdiction. It has to be proven. So therefore, that you halt the whole shit. You stop it in its tracks. And they have to prove they have jurisdiction over you, which they can't, because you've already severed and removed yourself from the system.
I would like for people in the chat room, we're at damn near 1,300 watching us live right now. If you have questions about ADOS, you already know you could call in and just share your perspective. But if you have questions for Kevin specifically, call us right now, 323-230-4445. I will open the lines right now. Me personally, I'm proud of ADOS. And if but for one reason, it's got the conversation on the table.
Bruh, come on. I think what we are doing is the equivalent of being in a war. And everybody sees this mountain as the goal. Some of us are running on foot. Some of us are in tanks. Some of us in planes. But we all have the common goal. Why argue laterally?
But you're
phone lines are cracking. Let's just before you even address that. We got to go here. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's D Nice calling from Chicago.
D Nice from Chicago. Welcome to the show. Don't call in here cutting up, my nigga, or I will cut you off.
Come on now, so you still on there, bro?
I fuck with you, my nigga.
Hey, you my nigga, man. Hey, I got a question for Kevin. Hey,
what's up, bro?
I appreciate everything that you provide to the show. I think you're one of the rare gems in our community that we need to get behind. And
thank you, I appreciate it.
Man. I need more information. About that car too, as well, because a lawyer friend of mine, she gave me one of the same ones that you have, but I don't think it's the same thing. But my question is to you about the knowing your rights as a citizen or a black person in America. Is it that these people that you're speaking of in law, they're willing to abide by these things if you have the right classifications and terms as a so-called black person, if you come correct with that, but they'll be willing to cheat at everything else? I don't understand your premise when it comes to that, because it's saying that as long as you come correct with this, they'll abide by it. But if you don't, they're willing to lie, cheat, steal, murder, and rape about everything else that's going on in our society. So could you clear that up for me?
Great question.
Well, most of the things that when you say cheat, lie, steal, rape, and all this, most of that is legally sanctioned, and you just don't know the law and know that they actually have the power to do it. Like, I'll give you an example. When most people think that the police walk up to you and they're harassing you, when they just walk up and they mess with you, most of the time they actually have the right to do that based off of something called reasonable suspicion, which gives them the gives them the right to interact with you. It doesn't give them the right to take your ID, to ask you for ID or anything like that. It only gives them the right to basically just assess if you've committed a crime or infraction and pat you down. But that's it, and also ask you your name. But most people don't know that. So when your police walk up to you, you start tripping. Why you fucking with me? Why you doing it? Well, they actually have the right to do that. All you have to do is just stay calm. And if you knew that law, you can direct them to what they're able to do in that interaction and then leave. But most people don't know that. So that's all I'm saying. And just knowing the law, actually, it subverts all of this stuff. I gave a reference earlier to this channel called News Now South Carolina. Go check that dude out and watch him go to different police stations. He walks into the police stations flexing the law on them, and they can do nothing because he knows the law.
All right, so listen, brother, I got to go, but thank you for the topic. Thank you for the question. We got to move to the next caller. Good looking, D Nice.
Sure.
Thanks.
We got another one. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it.
This Shy calling.
From where?
From Chi-Town.
What's your name?
Hello.
Chi-Town Rick.
Chi-Town Rick. What up?
Chicago Easy.
Hello?
Oh, damn.
Somebody was after his ass.
Shit.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Caller, you're on the line. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Jabari from Houston, Texas.
Yes, sir. What up?
What is happening?
Man, it's a beautiful thing to talk to you brothers, man. I love your show.
Thank you, brother.
Jeff, I just got to give you a shout out, man. You off the chain.
Oh, thank you, man.
This
Thank you.
brother's
God bless you,
hilarious.
man. Thank you.
And I just had a quick question for Kevin. I'm sorry, guys. I'm traveling, so I'll just say it and let you guys go ahead and speak on it. But, Kev, I love you, brother, but I feel where you're coming from. But I just want to know two things.
Mm-hmm.
Where did this have any effect with the brothers who have been shot down? Like in terms of if Philando Castile, if he had his paperwork together, but he still got killed. And so my thing is, where do we need to go? Because I believe that ADOS, I don't believe in everything about it, and I feel like there are kind of certain factions that are starting to be built between it. But I will say this, it identifies you as a person who has lineage here. And I do believe what you're saying. I don't want to be connected per se to a slave in terms of the slave status. But what this is saying to me anyway is that this allows for us to differentiate. I probably wrecked that word. Differentiate
Choose between, separate.
On a molecular level.
Yeah, on the molecular
that word, man.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
But to differentiate between those of us who have a lineage here and those of us who get to come over here and play Harriet Tubman without having any of the.
So what's your question, brother? What's your question for Kevin? We got to move.
I'm asking Kevin, how does that assist us by not being able to have a moment in order to show that we have our paperwork together first? And the second question is,
no, just one. Just no. Just one question, brother. Because we at the end of the show. I'm trying to get this done. Just one question.
Oh, I'm sorry, Zoe. Yeah, that's fine, man. Quick question: how can ADOS be changed in Kevin's view?
All right, thank you, brother.
To assist us better.
All right,
thank you, guys.
Kevin.
Yeah. So,
and what modifications can be made to ADOS to make it suitable for everybody here in the African American world?
Well, instead of going after reparations for slavery, because that's the most complicated thing that you're going to deal with, which is why there's only a bill to study racism. Like there's no bill to study slavery, that's not even going to get passed. So the whole thing is you want restitution for the fucked up acts that happened to melanated people while you were in their system, like for Black Wall Street and civil rights movement and all the rest of that. So what you want to do is rack up a list of all the shit, all the fuckery that happened, and then you come after them and sue them for restitution. That's legally what you want to do, not reparations.
What's the difference between restitution and reparations? Why the difference? Why using a different word?
Because repair means to restore what was already there. You never had anything whole to repair. You were never whole in this system in the first place. But restitution means to stand.
Look, you fucked up, and here's where.
Right. It means to put on your feet, to stand you up on your feet. We were on our way. We were standing on our feet, and we were on our way, and then they knocked us down. And so restitution means to stand you back up. This is what you want them to do. Excuse me. It's not about, and also reparations or repair means to return you to your own land. So unless you come back in your full and correct status, you cannot legally get reparations.
That's very interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the ZoWhat show. We are at the end of the show. Again, I'm going to say it. We don't have all the answers. We never do. But we definitely know how to start a conversation. And I'm going to say this. And I'm going to end mine from Crip Christ University.
Crip Christ Church.
From Crip Christ Church. I'm going to say this and I'm going to end mine.
See walking.
I think they're going to keep moving the line. I think they're not this business, this country, this government, the way they get down. I think they are Paul's mouth and house.
They're everywhere. They will find you. There's not a mountain you can climb, a plane you can get on, or a sea you can dive to the bottom of.
A sea.
And they just created Space Force.
We appreciate everybody for calling in, chiming in. I know we only took a couple of callers, and the phone lines are lit right now. Thank you guys for jumping in on this. We appreciate everybody in the chat room for hitting the like button, for hitting the share button, and of course for hitting the super chat. We want to make it entertaining, but we also want to make it insightful. Thank you so much for tuning in to another week of the ZoWhat Show. Listen, catch me tonight 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Dash Talk X for another episode of The Voice of Reason.
The voice.
We appreciate everybody. We gonna get with you. Holla.
Go to realnoggins.com, click on the Naga Knowledge Shop if you want the cards, the constitutional right card.
There you go, right there. Thank you guys for tuning in. We out. Deuces.
Peace. Did you enjoy it?